He had nothing. No home, no bed, no one waiting for him. Just the concrete beneath his knees and a sky that felt far too quiet. As the world rushed by, faces blurred by their own worries, he slowed down. He knelt, not because anyone told him to, but because something inside him broke. And breaking was the only honest thing he had left to offer. He wasn't praying for wealth, not even for food. Just one thing. God, are you still there? And in that silence, something happened. Not loud, not dramatic, but real, so real, it would change everything. His words were barely whispers, not crafted, not rehearsed. Just pain and hope tangled together in a fragile breath. God, I know I messed up. I know I don't deserve much. But if you can still hear me, please just let me know you're near. He didn't expect an answer. But something deeper than sound stirred around him, like the world paused to listen. And heaven did. The night air was sharp. Cold enough to hurt, but not cold enough to numb the ache inside. He stayed on his knees, eyes shut tight, not from fear, but from reverence. And then something shifted. It wasn't a voice from the sky, it was something within him, awakening. Suddenly a voice echoed not through his ears, but in his spirit. You are not forgotten. He opened his eyes in shock. There was no one there. And yet those words clung to him like warmth. He wasn't hallucinating. He was heard. Moments later, a man approached. No announcement, no explanation, just calm eyes and a kind smile. I saw you praying, the stranger said softly. I don't know why, but I felt I needed to give you this. He handed him a small piece of paper and walked away. On it was a verse. Even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. Psalm 27:10. Tears ran down the man's face. It was the same verse he had memorized as a child. Coincidence? No, it was a response. That man didn't ask for anything, didn't stay to talk. He just delivered what he needed. Tuan vanished into the night. But what he left behind was everything. That was no ordinary meeting. That was divine orchestration. There was no way that stranger could have known that verse. No way he could have known the weight behind that moment. It was too perfect, too personal. God didn't just answer. He answered specifically. All those years of wandering weren't just physical. There was a battle happening inside his heart. Guilt, shame, regret, and a lie that whispered, "You're too far gone." But that night shattered that lie and revealed a deeper truth. No one is too far when they fall on their knees. It wasn't lightning from the sky or a booming voice. It was stillness, a whisper, a stranger, a verse, and a warmth that filled a soul once frozen in fear. That was the moment. That was the shift. He finally knew God was real. He didn't get a mansion. He didn't win the lottery, but he got hope. And sometimes, that's the only miracle you need to begin again. He stood up from that prayer, no longer invisible, but seen, loved, called. That night marked a new beginning, one step at a time, one prayer at a time. Let's take a moment to pray together. God, for the ones who feel forgotten, for the souls who walk alone with heavy hearts, I lift them up to you now. You are not far. Even in the silence, you are moving. Even in the cold, your fire still burns. Father, for the man who knelt with nothing but faith, thank you for meeting him there. Do the same for those listening now. Remind us that we are not defined by where we've been, but by where you're taking us. Heal the wounds no one sees. Speak into the quiet places where fear has lived too long. Let your presence fill the cracks of every broken story. We surrender our pride, our questions, and our pain, and we trade them for peace. May your voice be louder than the lies. May your light find us, whether in a church or a street corner, whether in success or in rock bottom. We believe you still speak, still answer, still restore. So tonight we ask for a fresh beginning, a soul-level reset, and the courage to keep walking, knowing you walk with us. In Jesus' name, amen.